Looks like we need maybe one or two members to hit quorum. So, Mr. Chair, if you want to just wait a few minutes, we'll get
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our meeting of the San Joaquin Valley Special City Selection Committee. We have committee members participating in our offices in Fresno, Bakersfield, and Modesto. We will do our best to facilitate a smooth meeting with public participation via Zoom and webcast. Before we begin, here are some important guidelines and general instructions for the meeting. Please silence your communication devices, such as your cell phone. During the meeting, all public participants will be placed on mute by the host. Public members will not be able to mute or unmute manually. Audio for members of the public will be unmuted once they are recognized to make a public comment. After each agenda item, the chair will announce public comment. The clerk will recognize any public attendee who has indicated they would like to speak. At this time, the clerk will call roll.
Okay, thank you. From the city of Arvin, Jaime Perez. Donnie Horton. City of Atwater, Danny Ambrose. Mike Nelson. Abenal, Alvaro Preciado. Richard Verdugo. Bakersfield, Eric Arias. Larry Coleman.
Larry Coleman.
Thank you. Ceres, James Casey. Chochilla, Jeff Trost.
Here.
Clovis, Drew Bessinger.
Here.
Colinga, James Horn. Corcoran, Jeanette Zamora Bragg. Jerry Robertson. Delano, Salvador Solorio Ruiz. Dinuba, Kuldip Tasu. Linda Lahner. Dos Palos, Katie Reed.
Here.
Escalon, Andrew Hagan. Melinda Walker. Exeter, Frankie Alves.
Here.
Farmers Mill, Greg Gomez.
Here.
Firebaugh, Freddie Valdez. Sylvia Renteria. Fowler, Daniel Para. Carnegie Kazarian. Fresno, Miguel Arias. Gustine, Blake Giles. Rich Ford.
Here.
Hanford, Lou Martinez. Travis Payton. Houston, Susanna Vasquez. Julie Strain. Huron, Roberto Pimentel.
Here.
Kerman, Bertie Hall.
Here.
Kingsburg, David Silva. Stacy Smith. Lathrop, Stephen Dresser.
Here.
Lemoore, Patricia Matthews.
Here.
Lindsay, Adriana Nave. Joe Soria.
Present.
Livingston, Robert Wallace. Japit Upal.
Present.
Lodi, Cameron Bregan. Ramon Yepez. Los Banos, Deborah Lewis.
Here.
Madera, Rohai Zachariah.
Here.
Manteca, Charlie Halford.
Here.
Maricopa, Virgil Bell.
I'm here.
Thank you. McFarland, Anita Gonzalez.
Here.
Mendota, Jose Alonso. Joseph Rio Frio. Merced, Matt Serrato. Mike Harris.
Present.
Modesto, Chris Ritchie. Eric Alvarez. Mountain House, Matt Disco. Ronna Green. Newman, Giselle Pimentel.
Here.
Oakdale, Sherilyn Byros.
Here.
Orange Cove, Diana Guerra Silva. Gilbert Garcia. Parlier, Elma Beltran. Diego Garza. Patterson, Jessica Romero. Carlos Roque. Porterville, Greg Meister. Ed McCurvey. Reedley, Matthew Tuttle. Ripon, Daniel DeGraff. Riverbank, Louis Uribe.
Here.
San Joaquin, Cristina Covarrubia. Adam Flores Carnejo. Sanger, Frank Gonzalez. Esmeralda Hurtado.
Here.
Selma, Jim Avalos. Shafter, Gustavo Olvera. Was that for Shafter, Mr. Olvera? Thank you. Stockton, Christina Fugazi, Michelle Padilla. Taft, Carlos Shavira. Ron Waldrop.
Me.
I'm sorry, Carlos Shavira, is that you for Taft?
Oh, I'm standing in for him.
Okay, Ron Waldrop.
Yes.
Thank you. Tracy, Dan Ariola. Steve Abercrombie. Tulare, Jose Sigala. Turlock, Cassandra Abram. Erica Phillips.
Here.
Visalia, Liz Wynn.
Here.
Wasco, Vincent Martinez.
Here.
Waterford, Charlie Gokin. Guadalupe Gutierrez.
Present.
Woodlake, Jose Martinez.
William Valero.
William Valero. Thank you. Is there anybody's name that I did not call? Okay, thank you. Through the chair, we have a quorum. Mr. Preciado is now present from Avenal.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 3 is approval action summary of the minutes of the San Joaquin Valley Special Selection Committee meeting on January 31st, 2024. Any comments from the committee on this before I open it to public comment? Seeing none, I will open public comment on item 3.
Are there any public comments on the minutes from January 31st, 2024 meeting in Modesto?
No public comments in Modesto.
Thank you. Bakersfield, do you have any public comments on the minutes?
No public comment in Bakersfield.
Are there any members of the public in Fresno that would like to comment on the minutes? Seeing none and none online.
Thank you. As a point of order, there is no roll call vote necessary if there is no objection. Is there any objection in Fresno to not calling a roll? Seeing none. In Modesto? Anyone object not doing a full roll call on this item?
No objection in Modesto.
And Bakersfield, anybody want to do a roll call, or are we okay to just do it by affirmation?
No objection in Bakersfield.
Okay. Item number 3 is approved. Moving on to item number 4, appoint small city representative to the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District Governing Board.
Hello, good evening. My name is Samir Sheikh, and I'm the Executive Director and Air Pollution Control Officer here for the San Joaquin Valley Air District. Welcome to all of you to tonight's meeting, and thank you for taking the time to be here. Very much appreciate your service to this committee. I also serve in my capacity as what's called the Permanent Secretary. That's actually in the Health and Safety Code of the of the law regarding the appointment of these very important members to our governing board. And so tonight's item here is to discuss appointing our newest city representative to the governing board. We have a brief presentation where we're going to outline some general information around the purpose of this committee and what the process looks like for making this appointment, and then the action will be ultimately for the committee to vote on affirming or not affirming this nomination. So with that, I'm going to introduce at this point our Deputy Air Pollution Control Officer, Morgan Lambert, who's going to walk through some details on the procedures, and then we'll close it and open it up for discussion and action.
All right, thank you, Samir, and good evening, everybody. By way, just a little high-level background. Pursuant to state law, the Valley Air District is governed by a 15-member board, with 13 of those members being elected officials, and then there's 2 public members that are appointed by the governing board. For the elected officials, 8 of those positions are county supervisors, 1 from each of the counties that fall within the jurisdiction of the Valley Air District. Those are selected by the respective Board of Supervisors, and there's no pre-specified terms for those positions. In addition, there are 5 city council member spots on our board. Those are appointed by the Special City Selection Committee, which is your body here today. There are currently 60 cities here within the district jurisdiction that are a part of this committee and make those appointments to our board. The city council members who are appointed to serve 3-year terms, and currently members are eligible to be appointed for more than 1 term. And then lastly, on the governor appointees, there's 1 physician that gets appointed to our board, and then 1 individual with medical or scientific experience or expertise, in health effects of air pollution. And those governor appointees are 4-year terms, and they must be confirmed by the Senate as well. Currently on our board, the city representation, we have 3 small city representatives. We have Mayor Pro Tem Deborah Lewis from the city of Los Banos, who represents the district's northern region, which is made up of the northern 3 counties, San Joaquin, Stanislaus, and Merced County. Ms. Lewis is currently serving her 2nd 3-year term on our board. We have Mayor Alvaro Preciado from the city of Avenal. He represents currently our central region, which is made up of Madera, Kings, and Fresno County. Mayor Preciado is currently serving out the 2nd of his 3-year term, and which will be expiring in May of 2025. And then we have Council Member Gilberto Reyna of the city of Wasco, representing our southern region, which is from the counties of Tulare and Kern, and he's serving his first 3-year term on the board currently. And then we have 2 large city representatives. We have Council Member Rosa Escutia Breton from the city of Modesto, representing the northern region. She's currently serving her first 3-year term on the board. And we have Vice Mayor Liz Wynn from the city of Visalia, representing the southern region, who's also serving her first 3-year term on the governing board currently. This body, the San Joaquin Valley Special Selection Committee, is actually created, as Samir alluded to, is created under state law in the California Health and Safety Code. It's comprised of 1 member from each of the Valley cities, which currently right now there are 60 total members on this committee. A majority of the total membership constitutes a quorum for holding a meeting as well as for taking actions. So that means that 31 affirmative votes need to be placed for an action to be passed. The committee meetings are subject to the Brown Act, and the district's air pollution control officer acts as the committee's permanent secretary. There's some general requirements for this process of appointing city board members. Some of these are statutorily created. Some of them are based on policy that this body has adopted. First off, the process must be local, transparent, and fair to all. Second, the process must conform to all statutory provisions. And under the Health and Safety Code, there are a few items that are laid out. One is that 2 members must be from cities with a population of 100,000 or more, with each member selected from different regions of the district. Those are the 2 large city representatives that I discussed on the last slide. And then the other 3 of the 5 members must be from cities with a population of less than 100,000, with 1 member from each of the district's 3 regions, so the north, the central, and the south. And then layered on top of that, there shall be no more than 1 city representative from each county within the district. So as we go and we look at who is eligible to be appointed as a new city representative to the board, we have to look at all of these requirements, and we often have to look at who's existing on the board to determine which potential cities or counties would be eligible at that time. Currently, or the city populations, we use the State Department of Finance's estimates. Currently, based on the time of this appointment, there are 6 cities that qualify as large cities. Those are the cities of Stockton, Modesto, Fresno, Clovis, Visalia, and Bakersfield. And wherever possible, members who have been appointed to the board are recommended to be appointed for a 2nd term. That was a decision that this committee made several years ago in an effort to make sure that the city members have enough time to learn what can be a very complex and technical subject matter and can meaningfully participate in the process of the governing board. As part of the nomination process, this committee has adopted a policy to guide the appointment process for city members of the Valley Air District. The policy currently contains a dual path approach to solicit nominations for appointment for consideration by the committee. Under the first path, the Central Valley Division and/or the South San Joaquin Valley Division of the League of Cities nominates an individual for appointment to the committee. Under the second path, the applicable division or divisions of the league can request the district to solicit nominations for this appointment. And when it is not possible to appoint a member to a second term, if the district is asked to solicit nominations, the district will follow a predetermined process, and the eligible cities selected shall rotate amongst the counties by district regions from north to south. For this current vacancy, Mayor Alvaro Preciado will complete his second term in May of 2025, which will complete a small city central region vacancy on the governing board, which must a new representative must be appointed by this committee. The district's central region has cities represented by both the Central Valley and the South San Joaquin Valley divisions of the League of Cities. Therefore, the district requested that the divisions work together to determine whether they will jointly nominate an eligible council member under the first path of that selection process we talked about, or if they would request the district to solicit a nomination for this upcoming vacancy. As we went through this process, the presidents of the two divisions notified the district that they chose to utilize the first path, and they have decided to jointly nominate Mayor Pro Tem Jose Rodriguez from the city of Madera for consideration tonight by your committee. And the district is forwarding this nomination to the committee for final consideration and action here tonight. And so with that, I'm going to pass it back over to Samir just for a few final words.
Yeah, so just to quickly summarize here, so based upon the procedures that Morgan outlined, the action under this item would be to determine to vote on whether or not this nomination moves forward or not and gets affirmed. Mayor Pro Tem Jose Rodriguez is actually here in attendance today, and perhaps, Mr. Chair, if we could maybe let him make a couple of comments before we turn it over for discussion.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Before we have discussion, we're going to invite the nominee to speak.
And also while he's working his way up to the podium, I wanted to also acknowledge Council Member or Mayor Preciado, who is here. His last meeting will actually be in May, last board meeting within his term, and it's been 6 years on our board doing great work representing cities and residents throughout the Valley, and just want to take a second to acknowledge his service to the board and thank him for all the contributions. So thank you.
Thank you, Director Sheikh, and also thank you, Chair Bessinger, for having me up here. It is an honor for me to be here and considered for this appointment. Little background of who I am. Jose Rodriguez, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Madera. I'm now serving my third term. Am I okay here? Is this it? Okay. Awesome. Thank you again. So again, serving my third term at the City of Madera. Little background of where I'm from. I was born in Merced, raised in the rural town of Planada, California, which is an eastern rural community in Merced County. I moved out to Madera. That's kind of where I started my venture in the political realm, right? By trade, I am a residential mortgage loan officer. I've been managing a branch there for the last 20 some years. That is my career. As you all know, a lot of these boards and commissions that we serve on are voluntarily, but we do our best to try to give our efforts to try to bring us to a better standards. I also serve on I am the chair of the Madera County Transportation Commission. I am the chair of Madera LAFCO. I serve on the Housing Authority as a vice chair, and I also serve on the San Joaquin Regional Policy Council, where the coalition of 8 counties, kind of what the air pollution control district does, right? We're advocating for the Central Valley needs. A lot of that is in transportation, air quality, and water. And being part of this board kind of complements in what I do now. Again, those are some of the roles that I have, that I've been. I think I bring a lot of institutional knowledge, importantly with the governing boards that I serve on, but more importantly, I also bring a little bit of finance on my background. Like I said, I deal with lending, and I also run a small tax firm in town. So with that, that's a bit about myself. I'm not sure if there's any questions that I can answer, but again, I'm honored and I'm pleased to be here, and thank you again for your consideration.
Thanks, sir. We appreciate it. Before I call for a nomination, I'm going to open this up for public comment. Is there any member of the public in Bakersfield who wishes to speak on this item?
No public comment in Bakersfield.
Modesto
No public comments in Modesto.
and Fresno.
Seeing none in person and none online.
Public comment is closed, and we'll open discussion for the committee. Any items or discussion from Modesto?
No discussion in Modesto.
In Bakersfield?
I do. I got a question there for my call. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for bringing the candidate up, speaking. If you remember about a year ago, when we had these candidates, I said, we'd like to have you present themselves and talk a little bit about themselves, because I don't know the guy and I didn't know him. So I'm glad you guys are doing this. And he seems like he knows what he's doing, and he's got a yes from me.
Any other comments from Bakersfield?
No
Seeing
further
none,
comment in Bakersfield.
in Fresno? Seeing none in Fresno, we'll entertain a motion. Okay. Mr. Preciado made the motion and seconded by Councilmember Hurtado. Could you call the roll, please?
Okay, thank you. Arvin, Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Avenal, Mr. Preciado,
Yes.
Bakersfield, Mr. Coleman,
Yes.
Chochilla, Mr. Trost,
Yes.
Clovis, Mr. Bessinger,
Yes.
Colinga, Mr. Horn,
Yes.
Dos Palos, Ms. Reed,
Yes.
Exeter, Mr. Alves,
Yes.
Farmersville, Mr. Gomez, Gustine, Mr. Ford,
Yes.
Huron, Mr. Pimentel,
Yes.
Kerman, Ms. Hall,
Yes.
Lathrop, Mr. Dresser,
Yes.
Lemore, Ms. Matthews,
Yes.
Lindsay, Mr. Soria,
Yes.
Livingston, Mr. Upal,
Yes.
Los Banos, Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Madera, Mr. Zachariah,
Yes.
Manteca, Mr. Halford,
Yes.
Maricopa, Mr. Bell,
Yes.
McFarland, Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Merced, Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Modesto, Mr. Ritchie,
Yes.
Mountain House, Mr. Disco,
Yes.
Newman, Ms. Pimentel,
Yes.
Oakdale, Ms. Barros,
Yes.
Reedley, Mr. Tuttle, Riverbank, Mr. Uribe,
Yes.
Sanger, Ms. Hurtado,
Yes.
Shafter, Mr. Olvera. Was that a yes for Shafter?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Taft, Mr. Waldrop,
Yes.
Turlock, Ms. Phillips,
Yes.
Visalia, Ms. Wynn, Wasco, Mr. Martinez,
Yes.
Waterford, Ms. Gutierrez,
Yes.
Woodlake, Mr. Valero.
Yes.
Is there anybody's name that I did not call? Okay, through the chair, motion passes unanimously.
The motion is passed. Mr. Rodriguez, welcome aboard. And we'll move on to public comment. This is the opportunity for comments from the public on matters within the committee's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda. It is requested no comments be made during this period on agenda items. The public may make comments on each committee agenda item during the time allowed for public comment. Attention is called to the fact that the committee is prohibited by law to take any action on matters not discussed in the agenda. Are there any public comments from Modesto?
No public comments in Modesto.
Any public comments from Bakersfield?
No public comment in Bakersfield.
Fresno?
Seeing no members of the public in person and none online.
Great. And I will close public comments. Item 6, excuse me, committee member comments. Any committee member comments in Modesto?
No comments in Modesto.
In Bakersfield?
No comments in Bakersfield.
In Fresno? I would just like to say, I've been off the air board for a little more than a year. I miss being here. This was a very good assignment for me. I enjoyed it. And we will adjourn this meeting. Thank you so much for showing up, everybody.